All right, all right, all right. We are here, Coach's Corner number 16, talking about booster clubs. Booster clubs. So a good booster club will make a huge difference in your program, obviously. But when you and this is something that I would really do a good job of when you're looking at taking a new or you're in a new job and you're trying to find your way around is, ask questions about booster clubs. Do they have sport specific booster clubs? Do they have school wide booster clubs? A combination of the two or none? And I say none, and I've been in a school that wasn't, there was none. And so, get answers to that and find out, what do they do? How do they make money? What's their sources of revenue, and how much do they make? What's their budget, or what, in an average year, what do they bring in, and how do they spend their money? What's their process for allocating that money, whether it's a single sport deal, or if it's supporting all the sports, how does that money get spent? And how do those coaches support the booster club? Because I've seen situations where booster clubs do a great job of supporting individual sports that don't do very much to support the booster club. So it needs to be kind of a give and take situation. Also find out, does the booster club have influence outside of providing financial support? That's a really important thing. And, you see here all the stories about booster clubs in Texas football and those kinds of things. You see them in movies and TV, and you wonder, how does all that work? But, find out if they have influence beyond, or how do they try to use their influence. I had a situation when I was an AD years ago at a previous school. I was the AD and the head football coach. And I had come to the booster club asking for some money for a computer system. It's kind of an advent of computer scouting and video breakdown and all that kind of stuff. And they kind of tabled it. And then we went on to some other stuff. Well, the boosters had purchased scoreboards for the baseball and softball fields, and the booster president was a dad of a softball player. And he said, well, we've got the scoreboards, how are we going to get them up? And I had made the comment that our maintenance guys had said that, it wasn't likely they were going to be able to get them up before the start of the season. And he looks at me and he says, if you can get the scoreboard up on the softball field before the first game, we'll get you that scouting, the computer stuff you want for football. And I looked at him and I said, okay. And I got the scoreboards up for him for softball and bought the computer stuff on my own. And I never asked for another penny from the booster club the whole time I was the coach at that school, because I wasn't going to play that game. So who are the members? Who are the leaders of the organization? And do they have an angle or an agenda? But that's, thoughts to think about with a booster club. Like I say, they can be super, super beneficial. You got to have a good one. You got to have good people running it, selfless people that really believe in your program, whether it's, your individual sport or the whole school program. So I'll leave it at that. Have a great week, and make sure you're out there being the coach that your kids need you to be. All right. See ya.